Alright, in this video, I'm going to be talking about kill zones. Kill zones are the best pockets of time that you want to focus on for your trading. So I'm going to be going over the kill zones with Forex, and I'm also going to be going over the kill zones for futures, and we'll talk about equities as well. Alright, so futures first, or Forex first. So there are two main times where you want to focus on trading with Forex. Okay, you shouldn't be in the market at all times trying to trade everything that's moving, trading every single setup you see, 24 hours in a day. That ain't how you want to do it. You want to stick with very specific pockets of time. Pockets of time that you need to focus on. There's a couple. You have London kill zone. London kill zone is 2 to 5 a.m. Eastern time. That is the best time to trade London session. 2 to 5 a.m. Eastern time. That is London kill zone. And for some of you, that time zone may work better depending on where you live. That is a good time to focus, 2 to 5 a.m. Eastern time. Any trades outside of that period, it's smart to just hold off and only take trades that are within that specific time period. Now for me, I trade New York kill zone. For me, what I do is I trade 7 to 11 a.m. Eastern time. 7 to 11 a.m. Eastern time. My trades, they have to happen during those 4 hours. If it's not during that 4-hour period, then I have no trade. I don't care about what happens outside of it. I don't care how good a setup looks outside of it. I don't care if it's 1 minute outside of it. If it's not within 7 to 11 a.m. Eastern time, the setup does not occur during that key time, there is no trade for me. So real quick, I'm going to go on this chart and I'm going to show you where that is specifically, so there's no confusion whatsoever. All right, so right here, I want you to look at my cursor. Look at how that little black box at the bottom of the screen pops up. It shows 12 o'clock midnight. See that? 12 o'clock midnight. So that's where a new day starts. I'm going to put a day divider right there. After a new day starts, what session do we come into? After midnight New York, we come into London session. So we leave Asian session and we come into London session. And what is London kill zone? 2 to 5. So right here, see, look at my cursor. So we got 2 o'clock in London session to 5 o'clock. Now, I'm not saying you gotta you can kind of do like what I did with the New York kill zone and push it an hour if you want to. Tinker around. It really comes down to you got to tinker around with it and see what your best results are. Okay, so if you get a lot of results like within that 5 to 6 range, then push it to 6. Do 2 to 6 a.m. Eastern time. So you got to kind of tinker around with it. Look at your data. Look at what your data tells you where your best setups are. But 2 to 5 a.m. is a really volatile time, a good time to focus. So that'll be during London session. And then again, New York session right here. 7 o'clock is where we end London. So we come to the end of London session, 7 o'clock. We enter New York kill zone. Actual New York session, not the kill zone, but the actual session starts at 8:30 a.m. That's when the actual New York session starts, but the kill zone starts at 7, and you'll get good setups in there. A lot of good setups in there beforehand. But again, 7 to 11 is what I do. So there's 7 o'clock. Look at my cursor. 7 o'clock all the way up into 11. I got to get a setup during that time period. If it's not during that time period, there's no trade. All right, so we're going to go to futures now. What are the kill zones for futures that you want to focus on? Well, the best times, really, you'll get some good trades during London session and futures. So kind of the same deal with London session, but really the best time with futures or with ES specifically with NASDAQ, which I'm sure that's most of you guys' main focus is like ES, NASDAQ. The best times to focus, if there is high impact news at 8:30 for USD, if there's high impact news at 8:30, you want to focus from 8:30 to 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern time for the morning session. 8:30 to 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern time for the morning session. If there is red folder high impact news. How do you find red folder high impact news? You go to forexfactory.com. Just put in your search tab, forexfactory.com, and you'll be able to see if there's a red folder on the particular day that you're trading. If there is 8:30 high impact news, that's what you want to focus. Because after that news happens, after that news occurs, a lot of times you will get setups as a result after the news is done and price is shown its hand where it wants to go after it runs whatever stops it wants to run. Many times you'll get setups after news, after it's done with. You don't want to trade during the news. Let me make that clear. Not during the news, but after the news is done, many times price will reveal its hand, show you where it wants to go. So 8:30 to 11. If there is no news, if there is no high impact red folder news at 8:30, then just wait on 9:30. It's your best bet. Wait on 9:30 equity open to 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern time, 9:30 to 11, and just trade the open. That's your best volatile time. Now, another time to focus on that is very, very volatile with futures is 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern time. So from 2 to 4. Last hour is power hour, and 2 o'clock. So like the last hour is the most volatile. After the open, the open's the most volatile. Then you got power hour, which is next after that. But 2 to 4. 2 to 4 is a good time to hunt for setups as well if you're trading futures. So 2 to 4. All right. And if you don't get so like, for example, let's just deviate that real quick. Look at that little black box that pops up at the bottom of my screen. See, we got 8:30 right there. 8:30 is the beginning of New York session. So if there's high impact news, you need to focus there. If there's no high impact news, well, then your focus goes to equity open. Okay. Equity open is 9:30 right there. And if you're an equity trader, you don't trade futures, you don't trade Forex, then like 9:30 to 11 is a good time to focus. And then same deal, 2 to 4 is a good time to focus if you're an equity trader. I'm not saying you can't trade pre-market. Plenty of people do it successfully, but it's best to stick if you're a beginner trader it's best to stick with the most volatile periods, the most active periods for the best follow through. Typically, where there's more, where there's more volume, there's more activity, a lot of times you'll see better follow through. So 9:30 equity open is a really good time. It's the most volatile time of the day. Most volatile time of the day is the open bell.